Good afternoon. Welcome back from Lunch and Learn. We've had a morning packed with really great sessions. Hopefully you've been able to join and learn from other colleagues from around the state. I've had the privilege of actually hearing this presentation and I'm excited to hear it again. I am the room host, Melissa Wainwright, and I'll just be watching the chats to see if you have any questions along the way. This is Punch Out Low Attendance, I think. Is that the correct name?
That's it. Yep.
That was from memory. Punch Out Low Attendance, and this is Brad Lawson and Missy Sent, and they are from Corbin Schools, and I think you'll really enjoy their presentation. I'll turn it over to Missy and Brad.
Okay, well, thank you guys for coming. So I am the Promise Neighborhood School Coordinator, and we're going to tell you about some initiatives we have taken to increase attendance in our schools. Start you off with some of the most fun things we do, which involves Mr. Lawson being tortured. So let's share this with you real quick.
Miss Taylor's class. Remember, everybody, be at school every day.
So one of the ways that we advertise our attendance, really make this, one of the ways we advertise our attendance initiatives to really get the kids excited about coming to school every day is we show videos like we're always in the gym before classes started. And now we do almost like a morning Google Meet every morning for about 10 minutes. So the kids get to watch videos. We talk about what rewards are coming up and what other things are happening in the school. I'm going to let Mr. Law.
All right, so one of the first things that we wanted to do when we wanted to increase student attendance was take a team approach, that this is not on one person, that we're all working together as a team. That way, multiple people have the responsibility, but also multiple people are in the room and in the discussion, so that we have creativity. We have more than just one line of thinking. So I am the administrator that leads the CPS attendance team. You have met Miss Missy Sent, which is our Promise Neighborhood partner. She's our coordinator for the Promise Neighborhood. And I think she was cutting out a little bit there, or she was on my end. So some of the things that you might not have been able to hear is that she does a great job of putting together videos like that. And we've moved what we call morning meeting, which is kind of a little speech and review of our expectations from our head principal every morning. And so she does an excellent job of including those videos. We used to do that in person, and it made it difficult to advertise these great attendance incentives that she's been working on, our team's been working on. But however, through COVID, we have moved virtual, but it's been a blessing that all kids can now see me get a pie in the face, or me get in the dunking booth. So that has been a pleasant surprise out of the pandemic or COVID. Our next person is Vicki Baker Bryant. She is our attendance clerk. She has probably the most difficult job. She tracks our students that are chronically absent or that are on the radar to be chronically absent, and she introduces us in the meetings. That's her role, to let us know where they are. She contacts them personally, or I contact them personally. If they are exceeding and they are high on our list, then we start seeing if they need a home visit or if they need some extra help. And that's one of the reasons why we have our other people on the team, such as our FRC coordinator, which was Miss Hannah Greer, and Miss Jerry K. Wynn was here before her. And so if they are missing because they don't have a car, they don't have food in the house and they're worried about that, or maybe the heat got cut off, whatever it may be. They're there to help us coordinate and find ways to eliminate barriers for families. And then also we have Taylor Baker, Samantha Turner, and Ashley Hurd. Those are our school counselors. And so they're there for multiple reasons. One of the things is that they let us know or inform us of anything that's in the household, the child social or emotional, that may prevent them from coming to school, such as anxiety. And so they help us problem solve and come up with solutions, such as them meeting them at the door with a counselor or a pleasant face so that they're more comfortable coming into the building, or that maybe we have an officer to patrol with officer pace because we have a child that has a rough home life and really looks up to cops. So they help us out with those ideas and inspire kids to come to school every day. And our team, we meet every week, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, depending on the needs. We plan out all of these incentives and rewards and all those things that are available to our kiddos and make sure they're scheduled and make sure we have them planned appropriately. And we also talk about individual students that may need some extra assistance. I talked a little bit about targeting chronically absent students. This is where we started. This is in the summer we developed our team. So we decided we control the things that we could control at this point, and we target those now. So in the summer that we started this team, we decided to make some home visits to those that were on the chronically absent list. So we had a little paper we typed up and we took it to them and we had a conversation just discussing our new attendance policy and letting them know what the attendance policy was. And then on the positive side, asking them what barriers are there, why their student may have missed 10, 15, or 20 days in the prior school year, and how can we help assist them in eliminating those barriers. So the next one is eliminating those. So even those that may not necessarily be on a chronically absent list, but they may have been close, but we're aware of some barriers that they have in their home, whether it be financial, physical, whatever it may be, or just a home life situation. We coordinated with our FRC and the other administrators and I went to make a positive home visit. So we went to the home, knocked on the door, and we filled a backpack full of supplies. And we just greeted them with a smiling face. Hey, we can't wait to see you on day one. And we felt like that was very effective because that kid felt confident coming in to school day one that they already had their supplies. They already had things that they weren't worried that other kids would have and they would not. After that, as the year progressed, those that were on this list that increased their attendance, we had some that were up to 90 and 95% that were on the chronically absent list the year prior. So we thought that is deserved recognition. So we would do things such as phone calls home, emails, or what we would call a shout out to the parents saying, hey, we appreciate your work. We can tell that you are drastically improving from last year. And then as we progressed, we even printed out certificates and gave to the students. So they could actually take that home and be proud of it and show it off to the parents. And we give them small little rewards such as candy or something like that as well. And make sure a principal recognized them as well. Ms. Missy, am I forgetting anything on our recognition?
No, I think you got them all that time.
All right. So this is two parts. That was a little bit more of what some people may consider negative, but we try to address it in a positive manner and take a positive approach. Ms. Missy will give you the more positive side as we work through our rewards.
So we're going to go more in depth to these, but I wanted to give you just the three basic type of awards that we reward. And so the first is the weekly general reward. We are a school of K through 3, and we have 8 classes in each grade. So each week, one class from each grade with the best weekly attendance will get to punch out the board, which we'll talk about in just a minute. And then of those 4 is a weekly overall winner. And so that one is a little bit bigger reward than what they might win off of the punch board. And then in our monthly rewards, we take the attendance for the entire month, and the class from each grade with the best attendance for the entire month gets to participate in a really big event. And so we'll talk about those in just a second. So when we talk about punching out low attendance, when we kind of dream this up, I had been introduced to a website where you can like buy raffle tickets for these amazing experiences that even if you were rich, you couldn't buy. They're like celebrity experiences. And I thought, you know, kids, especially in a school the size of ours, really don't always get a lot of face-to-face time with their administration or with the other adults in their building. And so we wanted to come up with an idea where they would really start to see these adults as approachable and fun, and not just the negative connotation that sometimes principal can have. So when we started thinking about that, I watched Price is Right, and you know, the punch out board where they get to draw the slip out and they can decide whether to keep the 250 or go for the 1500. And so our high school technology students actually designed and built this board for us. And it just has, what is it, like 25 holes in it. And those are just red Solo cups. And in each cup, we put a slip of paper that will be one of the rewards. And then we put tissue paper over that and hold it on with the rubber band. So when we go and the kids punch it out, it's just whatever they pull out. So some of our weekly rewards, these are the general, our general rewards. We have magic with Miss Missy, karaoke with Miss Karen, patrol with Officer Pace, an ice cream party, a popcorn party, story time with the staff of your choice, extra recess, bubbles with Miss Beth, hoops with Miss Prophet, who is one of our other assistant principals. She played basketball in college, so we kind of embraced that about her. Jamming with Miss Jerry Kay was a big dance party. And another really popular one is Where in the World is Mr. Wilder? He is our principal. And so they get to play hide and seek with him. And so in each of those cups, one of these things is listed, and whichever hole they punch out, that's what reward they get. And then, do you want to jump in here, Mr. Lawson?
I can. This is our bigger rewards, big weekly rewards. And this is an adjustment that we've actually made this year. The first year that we started this, we had high hopes and we wanted to have the kids here at school a lot, and we wanted them to have as much fun as possible. So we offered this possibly for all 4 classes that won that week. So now this is limited to 1 class per week, which makes it more manageable as far as staffing it, because if they were to win and I had 3 classes that had something for me, that was difficult to schedule throughout the week. So this is the one big weekly winner. It's a little bit more than an ice cream party or a popcorn party or a short dance party. And this one gets different people involved. So like at the top, you see Soap Mr. Lawson. We actually fill up water balloons, as you see the big crates there. And they have 2, 3, 4 balloons, depending on the size of the class. And they'll be able to throw it at me. And when I'm feeling more athletic, I'll try to dodge a few of them. And then to the right there, you see Silly String, a principal. That's me. And actually at times, this is one when we were doing morning meeting in person before the pandemic, it was fun. We were able to bring the classes in the gym and do the Silly String in front of everyone, let all the kids have a great time. Silly String the principal. It's very easy. It was not too bad to clean up. It was much easier than what I thought it was going to be. In the bottom left there, you see Pie Principal. That's Mr. Wilder. He is a great sport. Anything we ask him to do or participate, he has been more than willing. Our teachers at times have asked if they could vote on which principal to pie. And the kids love that. It almost becomes a competition. And we walk around the school and kids tell us, I'm voting for you. I'm voting for you. And so they're having a great time with it. They can't wait. And of course, they don't want to miss on the day they get to pie the principal. So they're here that day too. The bottom right was a new one we started this year, and it was duct tape. Mr. Lawson to the wall. We started this one just out of some ideas, just researching some PBIS stuff. And that one took a little bit more time as far as actually administering and allowing them to actually duct tape enough to hold me up, which I'm not a small gentleman, so it took a lot. But they seem to really enjoy it, and as you see, the teachers enjoy it as well. If nothing else, it doesn't increase attendance, but it also increases school culture and positive atmosphere. Here are the monthly rewards. Because I am the administrator leading the team, I volunteer myself a lot more than I volunteer the other administrators. But we sat down and we meet as an entire team and we talk about what do the kids enjoy. And at this point, we've been able to reflect upon what the kids enjoyed in prior years. So the glow party was a really easy one. We give glow sticks and glow necklaces, and we turn out the lights in the gym and play music and let them have a good time in there with their entire class. That's, like I said, that is an easy one for us, but the kids absolutely love it. Tailgate with first responder. I'm very proud of our first responders in our community to help us out and participate. Not just one person, not just an officer here or a firefighter there. They brought the entire shift, everybody that was working during that time of the day. They came out to our school, parked every cop car they had, every fire truck they had. They opened up, let our kids look up and down, ask questions, and they stayed out here for 2 to 3 hours just to be available to our kiddos and interact with them. The dunk tank is there in the picture. That's one that I participate in. I will say I will not do it in May again because we did have a freeze last year. But this year we were able to do it in September. It was much warmer weather, a whole lot more enjoyable. Miss Missy, do you want to push the play button and we'll let people watch there?
Absolutely. I'll say that our teachers enjoy this every bit as much as our kids do. You saw Miss Foley making sure that she got the dunk in on Mr. Lawson there. Keep going. You're going strong.
You think our teachers didn't like me, but it's all in good fun, and I enjoy it just as much, if not more, than the kids and the teachers. The ice cream sundae bar, that one's an easy one. It's rarely or essentially not very expensive, and the kids get to choose and they get excited. We all get excited about ice cream, and to do it once a month and dedicate 30 minutes or an hour is not very difficult. Our snowball fight is a little bit misleading. It is a snowball fight. However, we've purchased the ones that you can use in-house, so we can host those anytime. It's not time sensitive to the weather or anything like that. And the kids love it, especially if an administrator or an adult, Miss Missy, their teacher gets involved and participates, and they get to run around and throw these soft snowballs at each other for 20 minutes at a time, and they've increased their entire class attendance. Hot chocolate in a movie, that's one we're working on, and we're going to do that, of course, in the colder time of year, and so it's going to be more seasonal with that one. However, it's always available. We could pair popcorn in a movie or something like that, but just something to make it special for these kids and their great work to be here every day. And those parents, I know they enjoy it whenever I look on social media and there's parents tagged in pictures of these events going on and they're sharing it and how much their kid loves school.
Sorry, I didn't mean to reset that.
All right, this chart is a little bit difficult. Our data is misleading. We've not been able to develop a chart for this year's data and compare it to prior pandemic. This was actually the year that the pandemic was hitting. As you see, we started kind of similar in the beginning of the year, but in October, we see an increase. In November, we see an increase. Then we see a decrease, and that was when sickness and illness started to hit. The pandemic was revving up. People were becoming nervous. So during that time, though, we were able to report, we ran our data in October and early November, we were able to report that we were increasing our attendance by 2 to 2.5%, which I think in a school our size is anywhere from 20 to 25 kids. It's somewhere close to those numbers. So that's almost an entire class for us to have here every day.
So when people look at some of the things we do, I think it would be easy to get overwhelmed and think there's no way we could do that. That's way too much to do. But it's actually very manageable when you work it as a team. And so one of the first ways we we make sure that we are successful in it is that we commit to the calendar. When the kids know it's coming up, I promise you, they will keep you committed to what you've told them that you're going to do. So every Friday during morning meeting, that's when we announce our attendance winners. So on that Friday, every kid in the school knows which classes won for that week. And then we will take the punch out board around and let them punch it out. And then early in the following week, we will follow through with those rewards. And if we don't get to that Monday or Tuesday, by Wednesday, they're catching us in the lunch line, in the cafeteria, in the gym, wanting to know when they get that reward. Teamwork makes the dream work. Like Mr. Lawson said, we meet weekly, the team that he listed in the beginning. We check in, the partnering on the rewards. That's what makes it manageable. If you had one person trying to carry all of this out, you would get burnt out really quickly. But we all work together, like especially in the weekly rewards. There may be one week where I may have a couple of magic with Miss Missy's, where I go into the classroom and do a few magic tricks with them. But then other weeks it'll be spread out. We'll have dance parties and story time with a custodian, or patrol with our security, our SRO, who is a rock star. He loves the kids. The kids love being with him. So it's just a complete team effort. And then most importantly, the reason it works is because the mission matters. Attendance is a prime indicator of educational success. We all know that. And that's why we're all there, is to make every kid in that school a successful student. We want them to leave our school and ready to move on with the absolute best chance at success in life. And so that's why we all pitch in and do what we feel is important. And to look at it, it seems like a lot of time or a lot of money involved. It's really not nearly as much as you would think. In time cost, we have those weekly meetings that will generally last 20 to 30 minutes. Occasionally they will go a little longer, but not typically. Approximately 20 minutes doing the punch out. So that's rolling that punch out board down to 4 separate classes. 30 minutes to an hour of work total weekly for those rewards, just depending on what the rewards are that week. And then our monthly rewards do take a little longer. Those are typically 1 to 2 hours for the month. Occasionally you'll get into another hour, but it's not too hard to manage. And then money cost, our most expensive thing that we do is the silly string, and $75 will pay for 3 separate rewards. So that's really not all that bad. The shaving cream for the pie costs about $10 for 5 rewards. And that's our go-to when we're needing something quick and cheap and easy. Mr. Lawson usually takes the brunt of that. And the dunking tank was lended for free by a community member. He lets us use it anytime we want to, so that costs us nothing. And then the glow necklaces are also really cheap, and that's probably one of the easiest rewards we do. It's about $50, and that will cover 8 parties for the year, which we don't typically need that, but that's there if we do need it. Are there any questions so far? I forgot to mention that we're happy to answer any questions you have along the way. Where I'm sharing my screen, I can't see the chat.
We don't have any in the chat. I don't know if anyone in the room has a question for you.
While we're waiting for questions, Ms. Missy, one of the things that we had not mentioned at this point is our school at this time is just under 700. Prior to the pandemic, it was just under 800. So currently we have 31 homerooms. So when we're rewarding 4 classes a week and 10 weeks, even with repeats, that's 40 homerooms. So everyone has an opportunity to get part of these rewards. That's kind of part of our goal, is that every kid has the possibility of experiencing a positive reward while at school. And that way they enjoy school, and it assists in their PBIS, and it has increased the school experience. There was some questions prior in our other session about those chronically absent students and some of the feedback from parents, if we were getting any feedback from our positive contacts and our recognition of their improvement. One story, there was a parent that their kids just did not like school before that year. They did not look forward to it. It wasn't a sickness. It wasn't an illness. It was just that they didn't want to come to school. I think there were some issues maybe with their classmates. There was different factors, but just overall was not enjoying being a student here at Corbin Primary. And then we started these attendance incentives. We started the positive contact home. We started the contacts, let them know to knock out barriers for chronically absent students. And so after we contacted that student multiple times, because they were earning 90 to 95%, they were going from missing drastically large percentages of the school year to coming to school 90 to 95%. And we contacted the parent 2 to 3 times, and we gave the kid a certificate. And on the last contact, I can remember the parent just saying, "Hey, we appreciate all that you do. My kid in the mornings was absolutely a bear to get to school, because the first thing as soon as they woke up said, I don't want to go. I hate school. I don't enjoy it. Nobody likes me." And now she says when they wake up, it is, "I can't wait to go to school. We can't miss. Don't schedule that appointment during the school day. Schedule it for afterward because I can't miss. We're going to win the attendance incentives."
And that is the end of our presentation. We're happy to answer any questions, but piggybacking on what Mr. Lawson said there, it's a really positive experience for us too. I know my job is kind of the fun. I get to do a little bit of anything and everything, but I know that Mr. Lawson and Ms. Prophet and Mr. Wilder often have to handle a lot of the not as fun side of school administration, the discipline and the things like that. So when they're walking through the building and they're as excited to see them as they are their own teacher, or to see me or anybody else in the building, I think that really speaks to the way our administration has prioritized wanting school to be a safe and exciting place for every student in our building.
Kind of building off that, for me, it's been excellent because, like I said, I'm not a small gentleman. I have a very stoic face, and so I can be intimidating for our students. And so taking a pie in the face, allowing them to throw water balloons at me or dump me in the duck tank. I went from when I was at the middle school, students kind of staying away from me and thinking that I was scary to come into a primary school. And my biggest problem walking down the hallway is how many hugs I get, that I can't get from one end to the other without getting 14, 15 hugs.
Thank you, Brad and Missy, for sharing today. And it's been exciting to hear about your attendance journey and also how that has helped to support your school community and that support that you have from your greater Corbin community. I think that's very telling of the work that you all do as a team. I appreciate you sharing, and I appreciate each person in the room for your participation in this session.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.